This late afternoon, we are headed to the parking lot at the trailhead for Mission Peak. Mission Peak is one of the highest mountains on the east side of the San Francisco Southern Bay. It's barren, doesn't have much trees, and once you get to the top, you have a great view. The weather can be quite different up there than down in the valley down there. It can be very cold as the wind passes over the top of this mountain. You have to be prepared. There's two ways to the top, and one is a shorter way with less parking available on a residential area. We parked at the community college, which there's plenty of parking, and the hike, it was interesting. The time passed. We didn't realize that we had actually spent a couple hours already, almost 2 hours just getting to the top. So our round trip was about 3.5 hours, I think. And we started pretty late, but this was the last day of, I predicted this would be the last day of warm weather. I believe this was in late November. And looking at the weather pattern, we had some unseasonable warm weather, and then it was going to drop down to the normal. So we made it, and otherwise this would have been a completely different hike. It's ranch land, as you can see, and we actually had to walk right by some rather bored-looking livestock, cows, and big boys, big girls. Well, maybe we didn't see them both. So there's a residence down there. There's hang gliding occurring up here. This is a popular hang gliding spot. I believe on this hike we didn't, mostly because of the time of day. I believe we saw one. It might not be in this video. And you can see the view. We can see for a very long distance in the rolling hills, which are golden in the fall and winter. And then by early March, late February actually, depending on the weather, this will all turn green grass. It's surprising sometimes that there isn't more cattle grazing up here. It's maybe at one time in the South Bay's history there might have been. And you can see that this part of California, most of California, is very sparsely populated, even though we have a very large population. And we've got the sunset there. All right, that was a good thing about leaving late. We got back late. It was, and when we were headed back, we could barely see where we were going. We had to use our cell phones, flashlights. And so this is a pretty special trip with the sunset and oh my gosh, the rainbow and the climb, successful climb without passing out. And there we have some of our friends here that will be probably making their trip to McDonald's someday. The view of the valley will start to change due to the haze down below that you don't see during the daytime, and then at this dusk here, you really can't see the structures down in the Santa Clara and